Hello everyone, welcome back to Chef Shelley's Kitchen. Hope all is going well with you. So today I'm going to prepare a dessert. If you're like me, you like chocolate. I know I love chocolate and dark chocolate in particular. So today I'm going to make some brownies. But the twist with these brownies is that I'm not going to be using refined sugar, agave sugar, an alternate artificial sugar. We're actually going to be using dates. And so I am kind of on a modified Whole30 plan. And many of you probably know from some of my previous shows that I like going on the Whole30 kind of as a cleansing process. And so this time I actually got my husband to go on it with me. So it's a lot of fun. Of course, I think the first time I did it, I lost about 5 pounds, and I was telling my husband, yeah, if I lost 5, you're probably going to lose about 10 or 15, right, in the same time frame. But these brownies are so delicious. Now, some of you, oh, they're not going to be good. They're not going to be sweet. They're plenty sweet. I add walnuts to them. And it's straight 100% cocoa, unsweetened. So we've got all the good stuff. And we're actually not going to be using kind of regular milk, cow milk or goat milk. We're going to be using coconut milk. And this just adds a nice little extra taste to the brownies themselves. So to get started, I'm going to actually mix all of the dry products. And so I'm using almond flour. I'm not using wheat flour or bleach flour. This is actually almond flour. And of course, as usual, I'll put the amounts on the site for you. But this is roughly 3/4 of a cup of almond sugar. Now, while I'm doing that, because I'm going to need to get boiling water to put in my Vitamix to soften the prunes, I'm going to go in and put this in the microwave for 2 minutes, and then I can finish this. So just stay right there. We're going to just pop this in. And 2 minutes is enough to let it boil. All right, now, in addition to the almond flour, I also add baking powder. And again, you can get the kind that's, Whole30 compliant, and a pinch of salt. So we're going to mix that. And then this is my cocoa. And you've seen me use this before. Again, this is baking cocoa, unsweetened cocoa powder. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to mix that in as well. So I'm going to get this going well, mix this up really well, take out all lumps that might be in it, but make sure this is mixed really well. And then once my water is ready, I'm going to take those dates, and these are like pitted dates. So, and I've got them chopped up as so, and I've got a cup there. And then what I'm going to do, this is nice and mixed really well. Again, the smaller the size, the more it makes it fine, which is nice. And so mixing that really well. Then what I'm going to add, I'm going to go on and add my egg. Okay. And while that's everything else over here is working. Then I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Okay, so let me just get that. I didn't measure that out. I thought this would be simple and easy enough to do. So I'm absolutely loving this Whole30. I love how it makes me feel, and it's just an all-around good thing to get the body cleansed. It's all good. All right, so our water is ready. Now what I'm gonna do, and so this is where you would put it in a food processor. Again, a Vitamix is ideal. If you don't have either one, what you can do is boil the water and put it on the stove, and then just simply kind of let the dated, I keep wanting to say prunes, but pitted dates, keep cooking it until it softens, okay? Because that's what you're after. But with my Vitamix, which I love, and this particular one that I have, you can find it under my comment section. All I have to do is put it in my Vitamix like so and add the boiling water, okay? Because the machine is made for that. And so what I'm going to do now is, because you know this is so loud, I'm going to go on and stop the camera while I mix this, and you'll see the kind of texture that comes out, okay? So we'll be right back. Okay, so now as you can see here, it's kind of like a lumpy mixture. And I know earlier I said coconut sugar, I meant coconut flour. And I don't know why I didn't mean either of those. So I'm really messing it up today. Almond flour, coconut milk. Okay, almond flour is what I use, and I'll put the amount out there. Coconut milk is what I'm going to add. So I know all these new things that you don't normally use, and I apologize. I don't want to confuse anyone. So again, I'm just taking this mixture and I'm just going to dump it in here. And I'll tell you that I tend to go by the texture in terms of how much coconut milk I add. So I'm going to say about 1/4 cup, but I will be honest with you if the texture is not quite what it needs to be, and I'll try to demonstrate that for you, then you can add more, okay? So it needs to be so that you can kind of stir it. All right, so first of all, I'm going to whip this egg up in here and just get all these ingredients mixed nicely. Okay. And oh my gosh, it smells so good. If you can imagine coconut, chocolate, oh, it's just dreamy. That's all I can say. It's totally dreamy. All right, this mixture is actually looking pretty wonderful. I'm gonna add just a little bit of coconut milk to it. Now the coconut milk, I actually like buying the Goya coconut milk because it has the fewest amount of extra ingredients in it. And I've only been able to find it in the can, and it's in usually international food section in your grocery store. So this is kind of thick, as you can see. That's thick. So we have to thin this out. So again, start with just about 1/4 of a cup. And then to that, I'm also going to add walnuts. So you know always how I like to add any kind of a carb or anything. I always like adding nuts to it. So we're just going to put that there. And I'm just going to mix it all together nicely. Oh, this is looking good. This looks like perfection. My husband and I just had our lunch, and I had planned on taping this later in the day, but we were both like, oh, I could use a brownie. I was like, I know, me too. Let's tape these brownies so we can get them in our stomachs. Okay, this is a much better texture. You can see kind of, it's still a little lumpy like, and I think I'm gonna add just a little bit more, not much, because you don't want it, it really changes the texture of your brownie. If you have it too liquidy, you know, you don't want that. But this is just about good. I think that's just about 1/4 cup. So that's what I'm going to suggest, but start with less. And then as I always tell you, you can add more. All right, these are good for putting in the dish. So this amount that I'm giving you will make enough for this size dish. All you have to do if you're trying to do a full pan of them is just double the ingredients. That's all you have to do. So what I'm going to, wanted to let you know that I also sprayed this with coconut oil. So I'm telling you, I'm trying to do everything as I can, as best as I can to stay on my whole 30. Okay, so all we're gonna do now, that was so simple. We're gonna put these in the oven. You can see how I'm pouring these out here, not too thick, but at the same time, not too liquidy either. Okay, not too much liquid. Just right, just right. All right, and then I'm just gonna spread these out in the dish. And again, hey, you might wanna just try this size batch first. Make sure you like it. If you're saying, I don't know about that. I don't know about, you know, not putting any sugar in it. You do have sugar in it. It's just that you're using fructose, right? You're using natural sugar from fruit, and you're using dates, okay, to do it. All right, that is looking good. Well, looking good in the neighborhood is what I wanted to say. All right, so we are ready. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna put it in the oven for 1 hour, okay? It takes about 1 hour. Again, everyone's oven is different. So what I'm gonna suggest to you, I'm gonna put mine in for 1 hour, but I tell you at 45 minutes, I'm gonna check it. I've got the oven already preheated at 350. So I just want you to make sure you check it. Check it about 45 minutes. And if you can take a toothpick and stick it in and it comes out, you know, with nothing kind of, you know, you can tell that it's done all the way through, not overcooked, then you know it's ready, okay? But you'll see mine as well, okay? So we're gonna put it in the oven and we'll be right back. All right, we're back. It's been in the oven for 45 minutes, and then I also let it cool for about 20 minutes. So we're good to go. This is kind of how it looks in the dish, and I'm just going to, and what I usually do with these is I just cut them in kind of some mini squares because they really are rich, okay? So you can just see these are brownies just like you would normally see. Again, I just recommend that you make kind of the smaller version. So let's get a taste of it. Super moist, creamy, and delicious. So if you want to try out these brownies, by all means, you're looking for a way to reduce your sugar, this is it. Thanks again for tuning in to Chef Shelley's Kitchen. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, certainly click on just the link with my picture in the circle. And I come out with an episode every other week. Recipes that are simple, delicious, and easier to make. Thank you. Bye-bye. Let me finish this. Good.